discussion?
They're paying taxes.
Clerk, will you call the roll, please?
Justice Semino.
Here.
Justice Hatman.
Here.
Justice Sherrill.
Here.
Justice Seiss.
Here.
Justice Miller.
Here.
Justice Thornton. Justice Edwards.
Here.
Justice Harbor.
Here.
Justice Emmons.
Here.
All right, we could stand for prayer and pledge of allegiance. One, will you lead us?
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day that you have given us. And Lord, we just pray that you will guide us as we do the business of this county and just be with us as the decisions that we make. In your Son's name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If we could hear the minutes from last meeting.
Izard County Quorum Court met in regular session on Monday, August the 4th at 5:01 p.m. The minutes of the July meeting were read and approved on a motion by Justice Miller and the second by Justice Emmons, with all in favor. Judge Smith gave a road update, and with no other business, the court adjourned at 5:11 p.m. on a motion by Justice Miller and seconded by Justice Emmons.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes as read.
Got a motion and second, all in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed, say likewise.
Who seconded that? Rich?
Rich. The treasurer's report is on in your packet. Do you have any questions on that? All right, comments from the audience. I know we have some people running for circuit judge here. Holly, you was the first one here, so I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. You wanna?
Do I have time to say just a couple words?
Yes.
All right, let me come up here real quick to see me. Thank you, Judge. Members of the court, my name is Holly Meyer. I am your circuit judge, have been for 9 years. I hope that none of you have to ever come to court. Because if you do, something's important going on in your life. Maybe something good, like an adoption. Maybe something bad, like you're going to jail. But it's always something important. So that's the reason that I try to explain to people why you should care who gets elected to be the circuit judge. So I've been in that position for 9 years. I'm running for re-election to the position that I currently hold. I hope some of you have been in my courtroom, so you know a little bit about how I conduct my court. If you haven't been in my courtroom lately, I need to thank each and every one of you for being part of the remodel of that courtroom, because it is professional, it is clean, it smells good, it gives a great first impression. The litigants, the lawyers, everybody, I think, has enjoyed the benefit of having a new and modernized looking courtroom. So Judge Smith and members of the court who made all that happen, I thank you. And I know you've all been up there and seen it, but really a tremendous step up, kind of knocks us out of the 60s and 70s right into the present, and looks fantastic. But I'll tell you a little bit about myself. I live in Heber Springs, went to school at Hendrix College, went to law school in Little Rock at the University of Arkansas. Met my husband when I was in college, and while he was graduating from school, he's a family practice doctor. While he was in his residency, I went to work for the prosecuting attorney's office in Pulaski County. That was during the years that they had insane homicide numbers, and during my brief time there, I became the senior homicide prosecutor, prosecuted an awful lot of violent crimes, murders, capital murders, rape, sexual assaults. When he got out of his residency, we immediately moved back to Heber Springs, where I set up a practice in law, so I became a deputy prosecutor in Heber Springs. At the time, Don McSpadden was the elected, pardon me, and he hired me, have practiced as assigned deputy for Stone County, assigned deputy for Cleveland County for many, many years. Practiced with Brad, both in Pulaski County and since we Since we came back to God's country, right, Brad?
Yep.
Was in the elected prosecuting attorney spot for 2 years, and then was, of course, I've twice been elected to be your circuit judge. I do the corporations, the trusts, the wills, the estates, the probates. Like I said, you never want to be in court, but somebody you love tragically and unexpectedly dies, that could very well come to my court. If somebody you don't love tragically builds their garage 2 feet over your property line, that comes to me. If there's a car wreck, that comes to me. Those are the civil cases that I do. I also do any conflict cases that the other judges have, so it's not unusual for me to have family law cases, criminal law cases. I've served on the Arkansas Access to Justice Commission to try to help poor people that can't afford lawyers get a fair shake when they come to circuit court. The circuit court can be very daunting and technical. I've served on the Arkansas Sentencing Commission, where I've always been an advocate for truth in sentencing. When you ask a jury to give someone 10 years, but what you really mean is 2 years, the jury ought to know that. And so that's what truth in sentencing is about, and I've been an advocate of that for a long time. I think as a prosecutor, I have a special place in my heart for jurors really know what they're doing. I have prosecuted long enough that from one of the death penalty cases I did earlier in my career, held hands with the victims at the parole hearings, at the clemency hearings, and have gotten a call to go down to Cummins and sit in the death chamber when a serial killer had his sentence brought to fruition, and he was executed. And so I have lots and lots of experience, over 100 criminal jury trials. That means real courtroom hours and real experience. And I think I bring all that. I bring fairness. Anybody will tell you I'm tough, but I try to be kind and courteous to people that litigate in my court. And that's my reputation. I would very much like to be your circuit judge again. Hope I have earned that by not just the talk I talk, but by the walk I walk in the courtroom every day. So I hope that you will consider voting for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Judge Smith and members of the council.
Thank you. Maureen, you want to introduce yourself again?
Judge, I actually wasn't planning on speaking tonight. I'm Maureen Herod. I've been here many times, and I say hello to all of you. So I don't want to impose on your time, so I know there are several other candidates here. All I'm asking is for the people in this room to be informed voters. I believe the more information that you get about the candidates, the better your voting is going to be. And of course, I'm asking for your vote, and I'm asking for your support, and that's all I'll have to say. Thank you.
Kira, you want to?
If you don't care, I'll
No.
just take a minute or two, or I can come back.
No, you're welcome.
Thank you.
My name is Kara Byers. I'm running for Circuit Judge Division 2. That is Don McSpadden's seat, and he is retiring. I'm married to Josh Hamby. We live in Fulton County, although most of the Hamby family lives here in Izard County. I grew up in Independence County, although I did grow up spending a lot of time in Izard County, rodeoing and horse showing and things like that. But I grew up in Independence County. My family is still there in Independence County. My dad's the road foreman, my mom, nearly 40 years teaching. My sister's a principal at the South Side. Well, she was a principal, now she's moved over to a position in the superintendent's office at the South Side School in Batesville. But my husband and I live in Viola. We have 14 horses, we rodeo, so that's what we do when we're not working. My private practice is in Salem. I'm the Fulton County attorney, I'm the city attorney for Salem, and I'm also the ad litem, which means I represent the foster kids in Izard and Fulton County as well. But my private practice is really my full-time job, and my private practice is family law. I've spent 14 years practicing family law. I'm the only candidate for Division 2 that has spent years practicing in Division 2. That's why I'm running for Division 2, because the family law is what I know and it's what I do. And so I would appreciate your consideration. If I haven't visited with most of you guys already, I hope I get to. And the election's March the 3rd, and so I hope I get to talk to you before then. And thank you for giving me a couple minutes of your time.
Thank you. Tommy?
How are y'all doing tonight? My name is Thomas Kendrick.
I'm running for Circuit Judge Division 2, and just to tell you a little bit about my experience, I grew up in Conway. I clerked at the Public Defender's Office in Little Rock when I was in law school. That's where I met Tammy Harris. She became the managing public defender in our district in 2013. That's when I started working in our district. I moved to Heber Springs in 2014. I've been there ever since. I do primarily Independence and Izard County, but I also do, Cleveland, Fulton, and Stone County a lot. But I'm in here. I was in court here today. We have drug court. We got court here tomorrow for circuit court. I'll be back again Thursday for district court just this week. So I'm in Izard County quite a lot. What I will say about doing the public defender cases and why I think that's important, there's really two things. Is one, every court date I get more cases, so it's not like attorneys in private practice who can say, hey, I've got a lot of cases, I'd like to help you, but go find another attorney, I just don't have time. They can turn cases down. I don't get to do that. I have to take every single case that comes through. And so the skills you learn being able to handle a high volume of cases as a public defender are the same types of skills that a judge would need to handle all of the cases, because the judge oversees all the cases on the docket. So that would be one thing I would say about that. The other thing is, because it's such a high volume of cases, I see a lot of different people in a lot of different situations. And so there's not a lot of things that I haven't dealt with before. As a judge, if an issue comes before you, I probably had a case that dealt with it or something similar. But you learn how to sort of deal with things by having dealt with them. And so doing public defender work, you get a lot of exposure to a lot of stuff in a relatively short period of time because of the volume. But the reason I'm running for Division 2 is because Division 2 right now, it does the domestic relations docket, as you've heard tonight, but it's also the division that oversees our drug court program. And so our drug court program is something I started working in 2013 when I started working in the district with Judge Kemp. When he was our circuit judge, he actually started our drug court program in 2003 in Batesville, expanded it to all 5 counties. Over the years that I have done this, I've seen the same people come back again and again through our court system, and it gets very frustrating sort of seeing that repeat criminal behavior from people again year after year after year. In fact, I was talking to the sheriff today, and there's some new people that are going to be on our docket tomorrow that I have represented before that I'm assuming I'll probably get appointed to represent them again tomorrow, and it's always drugs is really the cause of it. That's the main reason. So our drug court program is the only thing the court system is really doing to address that, to try to get people out of that cycle, to break it. Judge Kemp, when he was in charge of our program, he actually added a veterans treatment component to it. We've lost that since he ran for the Supreme Court, so we don't actually have a veterans treatment component to our drug court anymore. So those are some of the things that I think that we should be able to get back. That's the reason I'm really running, is because I care about our drug court program, and I'm worried that if we don't have someone who's a judge who really believes in it and cares in it, we might lose it, or it's not going to be as effective as it could be. But I've got cards, and we're getting petition signatures, so if anyone wants to sign my petition, or if you haven't gotten a card, I'll be sure to give you one. But there's a website and a Facebook page you can check out, and I just ask you to keep me in consideration for March. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
How's the banana bread?
I've heard from several people that have made it that it's really good.
I think we need samples next time. All right. No old business, new business. We have a appropriation ordinance on here. Part of that is a recycling grant that I had received. I'm putting that back into road to where I won't be in the red. And then the other is the $20,000 that we're going to give to the city of Melbourne for the paving around the court square. You want to read that?
Yeah. Appropriation ordinance 2025-12, an appropriation ordinance for personal services, compensation, maintenance, operation, and other necessary functions of county government as specified and defined below. Section 1, appropriating funds received from grant into machinery and equipment, $28,000. Section 2, total appropriated fund from Fund 2000, Road Fund, $28,000. Section 3, appropriation funds for City of Melbourne for Court Square paving into improvements other than building, $20,000. Total appropriation from Fund 1000, $20,000. It is determined that the above provisions and qualifications Qualifying conditions are immediately needed, therefore it shall be in full force and effect from and passage and approval.
I'll make a motion to accept the appropriation ordinance as read.
Second. Motion and second, any discussion, any questions? If not, could I have a roll call vote, please?
Justice Semino,
Yes.
Justice Hatman,
Yes.
Justice Sherrill,
Yes.
Justice Seiss,
Yes.
Justice Miller,
Yes.
Justice Thornton,
Yes.
Justice Edwards,
Yes.
Justice Harbor,
Yes.
Justice Emmons.
Yes.
That's all we have on our agenda today. Now, one reason we had court down here today is because we're getting our addition is getting really close to being done. It's not 100% complete. We've not done a checklist. There's a few things that are still needed, but I wanted us to have a chance, wanted y'all to have a chance to walk through there before Charlie fills it up, so. And Curtis, I guess, do you want to say anything, or you want to be with us to answer any questions, or you want to say anything?
Yeah, again, my name, can we come up here?
Yeah, come on up. Don't care.
My name is Curtis Sigler, I'm with Spirit Architecture, and we are half of the Southfield team. The other half is Smith Doyle Construction, who is actually constructing the jail addition itself. I just want to thank y'all for allowing us to be a part of it and to do the addition. It's been somewhat of a challenge when you're trying to take an older piece of a jail and add new to it and mesh everything together so the security electronics, everything works, and all the security is taken care of. It's, like I said, it takes a little time to do that, but it's come together very well here at the past month or so. So, again, I wanted to be here to answer any comments, questions that you have as we walk through.
Okay.
I didn't want anybody to walk through and have a question, what is this, who, what, and why. I wanted to be here to answer that for you. So, again, as we walk through, you have any questions, grab me, ask me. If I don't know the answer, I'll get you the answer, okay? But I hope I can answer that for you. Thank you again,
Thank you.
Judge, appreciate it.
John David, I know you had something you wanted to.
Oh, yeah, does anyone have a problem if at our next meeting, we make it at 6 o'clock? If it's an issue with anyone, I'm just more than welcome not to, I mean, it's not that big a deal to me. But if we can do it at 6, me and Justin both have a volleyball game at 5 o'clock. Our next meeting, I mean, that's where he was at.
I watched one set.
But anyway, and if it's a big deal, I don't care. I mean, I can miss a volleyball game. I missed one tonight, I'm in the doghouse, but I'm gonna try to stay out for next month. If we can do 6 o'clock, I'd appreciate it. If not, it's not a big deal. Anybody have a problem with 6 o'clock?
Anybody got an issue?
One time, 6 o'clock.
Just once?
Just one time. No, this should be it. Volleyball's over after October.
You're not playing volleyball, are you?
No, I'm strictly watching little girls, so.
Okay.
Anyway, if we can have the meeting at 6 o'clock, I'm gonna make a motion that we have our meeting at 6 o'clock.
I'll
October
second
the
it.
6th.
I'll second
Motion and second, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say likewise. Another thing that a lot of people probably ain't aware of, and I wasn't aware of until the sheriff brought it to my attention. Izard County turns 200 years old on October the 27th. So that's pretty amazing. I am gonna get a banner and put on the court square, to just let everybody know that we've been here for 200 years. So we are trying to organize a chili cook-off on October the 4th. I think all the county offices will probably cook, and whoever else wants to cook a bowl of chili. That is yard sale day, so citywide yard sales that day, so should be a lot of people in town. Gonna need some judges to judge. I might know some people that would be good at that. That might volunteer, so that's we got anything else? Joe, you got
No, I
anything?
don't have anything else.
One real quick, I got one more thing.
Okay.
it's getting close to budget.
Yes, yes.
I'm not sure where we're at. Warren, do you think that you'll have it? When do we need to start having our budget meetings? When do you think you'll have some numbers kind of started putting together? October, November?
Well, I can give you the county's budget as far as the projections and revenue. I can give them to you probably next month, but they're gonna be about the same. But the biggest thing will be the state turnback, and that comes from the AAC. And it's usually the middle of October, usually the second to third week of October, depending on how they're running.
Okay.
So, you can't do much with just the county.
With just that?
County revenue, you gotta have the state turnback, because the state turnback is what the road is determined.
Okay. We'll wait till the next meeting then, and
Sometime
set
in
up a budget
October.
meeting
Yeah.
in October
Yeah.
before our November, the way we can kind of get a head start.
I have talked to insurance,
Yeah.
and that, you know, that, it's gonna be sometime mid-October before they have definite numbers, but he
Okay.
said we're really good right now.
Okay.
They do not project an increase in insurance.
That's unusual.
Yes, I said, maybe a decrease, and he said, well, let's
Don't get crazy.
let's don't push it, but hopefully.
Okay, well, let's just plan on an October meeting, we'll try to set a date for something like that.
Sheriff, you,
Yeah, that's like the telephone court, the sheriff's office put in for a grant recently through the Arkansas State Police and the Highway Transportation Department. We did get it, it's about a $61,000 grant, give or take. That's gonna allow us to put off computers in cars, printers and everything else, and catch up with modern times and not be back in the Stone Age and still handwriting tickets. The officers will be able to do their accident reports and everything in the car and just submit it from there.
oh, wow, that's great,
Keep them out on the road.
good deal. Tammy, you wanna talk about what you passed out?
Yeah, it's just my annual abstract, assessor's abstract is what it is, and I was just gonna give you the numbers. We're up on our assessed value by $5,615,499 over last year's abstract. And that's personal property, real estate, businesses, utilities.
Okay. Yeah. Warren?
Just a thought on the insurance, if the municipal league thinks we're gonna go down, can we bid that back out to Blue Cross Blue Shield and get a quote? If they're just taking the last 12 months?
Yeah, we could, yeah. We'll look at it, it'd be, yeah. Trust me, Blue Cross is a better insurance. But they say it's always hard to go from municipal league to, back to a private. Something to do with the way they do their numbers, I don't know. Anybody got anything else? Let's, everybody's welcome to go on the tour, after we do a motion to adjourn, but.
I do want to say that when we do the tour, we're going to walk outside, go around, walk in outside to these add-ons instead of going through the main building. That's just for safety precautions and for you and the inmates.
I want to make a motion to adjourn. Oops, sorry.
Sorry. I do have a motion to second on.
Are we allowed to take pictures in
Oh, yeah.
the expansion? Okay.
Yep.
Who was the second? Who was the second?
Quillen. All in favor? Any opposed, say likewise.